What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. The NBA season is officially over. The Boston Celtics have officially won the NBA championship. They have beat the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games at home to win it all. Which leads us to our final episode of the off-season rebuild series. After this one, we have done all 30 teams. I already went ahead and did the Dallas Mavericks last week after down 3-0. So today, let's jump in and do the final chapter to this off-season rebuild series. Let's do a Boston Celtics off-season rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Now, obviously, the Boston Celtics just won a championship. They don't necessarily need a rebuild, right? But we do all 30 teams regardless. But there's still some things they can do. I don't think Brad Stevens is just going to stay complacent and do nothing. They have the 30th overall pick. Maybe they make a minor trade or two. There's still things they can do, and I would trust Brad Stevens in trying to improve the roster because teams are going to slow down and not try to get better, as we know. And the Celtics ran into a injured Eastern Conference. I still think they would have won it all regardless. But yeah, the Eastern Conference is very injured in the playoffs this year. But I don't really think that takes away from what Boston accomplished. They would have won regardless, I imagine. But hey, maybe it would have been a harder path regardless. Let's go ahead and start out here, and let's fill out the coaching staff here. And then we are going to have the 30th pick, like I said, which is the biggest probably asset we have this offseason. Of course, we have a bunch of assets. We want to trade them away, but it does not make sense to do so. We're not going to just blow it up now that they've won a championship. We're going to try to go 3 times in a row here. We got 1 already. And another thing to mention as well is 2K is not very high on the Celtics. This team usually sucks. For whatever reason, 2K does not like the Celtics. So there is some work to be done here. And then Tatum always leaves for whatever reason. So yeah, it's not like this is going to be like the easiest video of all time, because it really isn't. You may think it is, but 2K doesn't like the Celtics for whatever reason. So we have our work cut out for us here. We're probably not going to trade anybody before draft night. I don't think that's anything I'm going to do right now. We have the 30th and the 25th pick in the second round, so we're going to try to make sure we nail those. So let's go ahead and jump into this draft here just a second. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch to finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. For example, we got a couple combo props on the board. Now, obviously, the NBA season is over, but you do have some fantasy score, or you have baseball and WNBA and all that other stuff. So we do have some fantasy scores. We also have some combo points. So Christopher Morel and Fernando Titus, as you can see, there's discrepancies here with 6.5, 6.5, and you got 2 books at 7.6 and 7.7. Same thing with Alyssa Thomas and Ricky Jackson. While there's no discrepancy, I can see every single book is heavily favoring the under on this, which is why it's a good play over the long term to go ahead and use. You got Jose Siri down here, half base. Obviously, like I said, the NBA season is officially over, and you may not be into baseball, and I wasn't either. But through sports betting, I've really learned about baseball and hockey. Like, I've really learned who's good and not. You really can understand like betting lines and realize who's good when their lines are super high. You realize like, hey, that's one of the studs of this sport. And usually in the summer, I'm very bored because sports are my life. And I really didn't care for baseball, but I think that might change for me this summer. But make sure to check out DGF. Link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables 25% on your first month. Of course, I use it on apps like PrizePicks. Make sure to check out PrizePicks. Link is also down in the description below. It allows you to choose between 2 to 6 players, of course. Like I mentioned, no NBA, but you got baseball, you got esports, soccer. You still have NHL right now at the moment, unless the Oilers lose and the Panthers win or whatever. But yeah, so make sure to check out PrizePicks as well. Links down in the description below. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. And I'm happy to say I ended off the NBA season on an absolute bang thanks to DG Fantasy's Optimizer. Use this app right here, or use this application right here to build these slips out to win me some money, before the NBA season was officially over. So Luka, Tatum aside, you got some baseball props in there as well for 200. You got a PrizePicks one for 100, which was nice. And then you got a sleeper one. And then, man, this would have been another 100, but Drew Holiday couldn't just get one more assist, bro. That was tilting, but it's better than nothing, right? Like, it's better than losing all of these, and we got some. So it didn't hurt as much. But man, I wish Drew would have gotten one more assist. Would have been a banger night, even better night. But regardless, make sure to check out links down in the description below. Use code Crushables on both applications. On that, let's get back to the Boston Celtics. So jumping straight into the draft at pick number 30. I can't wait to see who we could potentially get here. We want an impactful player right away. So we have Missy, we have DJ Reiner, Kevin McCullough, Judah. You got Bona, Poplar, McCain. Oh, McCain wouldn't be a bad addition, but I feel like for the Celtics, your big man depth may not be as good. Al Horford, there is a potential. I'm not sure he will, but maybe Al Horford decides to retire just based off of getting his championship finally. So maybe you want to take a look at the big man spot, and I think Missy at pick 30 would be pretty solid. So I'm going to take Missy out of Baylor. He may not play for us right away, but maybe send him to the G League for a couple years. And there's Deron Holmes, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take Caleb Foster with this one. So we get a Duke point guard, so I'll go ahead and take him. And just like that, we walk out with Missy and Caleb Foster, not too shabby. So the draft, pretty successful. You have Sam Hauser and O'Shea Brissett as free agents, but they both accept their player options. And then Neemias Queta, Drew Peterson, and JD Davison are free agents as well, which I'm not overly concerned about them, but if they come back, they come back. Now, I'm pretty sure the Celtics are over the second apron, so we don't have the ability to, yeah, we are. So we are just over the second apron by like $4 million. So yeah, we can't sign a MLE, but we can sign some minimum contracts. And then I know a free agent of theirs who they traded for, I believe, wasn't at the deadline. Tillman is a free agent. So I do believe we want to resign him. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. I mentioned how their big man depth is, might take a hit if Al Horford retires. Porzingis, of course, could always struggle with injuries at any time. 7-footers, injury can be not injury prone necessarily, but are subject to injuries. So we got Tillman back, which is nice. And then did we have any other bird rights? I know Cornette's a free agent, but I'm not overly concerned about him, to be honest with you. So I think the other thing we're going to do in free agency, which is probably going to be fairly simple, is we're pretty much just going to sign a guard. So that's probably what we'll do. So we'll go look at the shooting guard spot, and we only can sign a minimum, as I said. So I'm not going to bring back Luke Cornette, but I'm going to go get a shooting guard on the minimum here on the last day of free agency and see who we can snag. So last day of free agency, let's see what shooting guard we can snag. So we got Buddy Hield, who's probably not going to sign a minimum. You do have Luke Kennard, which wouldn't be a bad get. Eric Gordon's down here. Lonnie Walker. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of Lonnie Walker. Can I get him on a minimum? Let's see if he'll sign a minimum for us. So he might. Ooh, he's not turning it down, and he is going to sign a minimum. Let's go. He's got Lonnie Walker on the last day. That's pretty solid. So we have Tatum, we have Jaylen Brown, Derek White going up, Drew Holiday's going down, which is to be expected. That contract is going to age poorly here, at least in 2K. Maybe not in real life, but in 2K, it's gonna age badly. But regardless, you got Walsh down here developing, which is nice. Springer as well. So we're pretty much just gonna run it back. Obviously, I don't expect the Celtics to do like a ton this offseason, but they may do a couple of things. I don't think I'm going to personally make any trades here at the deadline. I'm pretty much just going to run this season and see what 2K truly thinks about this Celtics squad. And then, of course, you got to resign Tatum in next offseason. Derek White's extension is coming up. So it's going to get even more expensive from here, which is to be expected. But let's go take a look at this rotation altogether and see where we're at. So Power King is going to land us second overall. We're a 4-star balance under Joe Mazzulla. So all of that's looking fantastic. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Porzingis, Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford, Tillman, Lonnie Walker, and Sam Hauser. So that all looks really good to me. So I think what we'll do is we'll send Missy to the G League, and then we will probably... can we send Walsh there as well? Yeah, we can. So we have a full roster to do that. So we'll send Walsh there as well to see if we can get him in the minutes, or get him in the rotation next season. All right, I'm going to simulate this here. We're going to see what 2K thinks of the Celtics squad. Obviously, at the extension deadline, we might sign some extensions. So Derek White's already willing to sign one. So let's just go ahead and get that. Oh, 30 million, man. He deserves it, but he is a role player, so I don't know. I guess we're going to give it to him. To $30 million, this team is going to be very hard to keep intact. I'm going to give Sam Hauser a contract. Porzingis is willing to sign extension as well. I think I might wait on that one. And then if Tatum is willing to sign the extension at the extension deadline, we may look into that. But for now, let's just go ahead, simulate this season and see how this season goes and see what 2K thinks of the Celtics. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to 2K, man. You got to fix your algorithm, 2K. How did the Celtics go from winning a championship to winning like 60 games to this team might not even make the freaking play-in? Like, we're the 11th seed in the East right now. We have 2 games left in the season. I don't even know if we have a chance to make it, low-key. Like, that's how weird 2K is with the Boston Celtics. We don't have a chance. Or yes, we do. We have to win these last 2 games. So let's see if we could do that to even have a chance to get in. We lose that one, so we're probably not making it. So we go from winning a championship all the way and running it back with the same team, same things going on. We don't even make the playoffs outright, which is just, as I mentioned, guys, 2K hates the Celtics, bro. I don't know what it is about the simulation. Like, it just isn't there for them. I don't know why, but 24.5 from Jason Tatum, 23 from Jaylen Brown, 17 from Porzingis, 12 from Pritchard, and 12 from Derek White. But overall, very bad season. We didn't make the playoffs, which is just crazy to me. Like, it's just kind of crazy to think that 2K's algorithm has the Celtics just missing the playoffs outright the very next season after winning a championship. Edwards and Timberwolves go on to win the championship. So I'm sure there's someone commenting, it always seems to happen. Why are you rebuilding a So why are you rebuilding a contending team? Which obviously I like to think of rebuilds as a genre on YouTube as well, outside of, obviously I know the terminology rebuild and the sport is you're like, building your roster back up or whatever. But regardless, this is why Boston isn't good in 2K. I don't know why, man. It's so weird. But let's go ahead and see who gets luck in the lottery. I'm pretty sure we don't have a pick this offseason. I could be wrong, though. So our pick... Actually, we do have a pick, the 10th overall pick. So I guess we got a lottery pick in the 2025 draft. Okay, I'll take it. And then, I guess if you miss playoffs outright, you'd probably move on from Joe Mazzulla. But I don't really blame that on anything other than just the 2K algorithm being dumb. Like, that's pretty much what I think about that. I do kind of want to trade Drew Holiday, though, if we're going to have to, move things around here. So what I think I want to do is I want to move Jaylen Brown back to shooting guard. We'll move Tatum to the small forward spot, and we'll move Derek White to point guard. So we'll do something like that, and then we'll move on from Drew Holiday, I think, and try to get a power forward in the building. So we can't aggregate salaries, but Drew Holiday, 35 years old. I don't expect him to have like a ton of trade value at the moment, but we're going to see if, let's see if we get 10th overall first, then we'll decide on a Drew Holiday trade. So obviously, Cooper Flag goes to Miami. This is a very good draft class, so you never truly know what could happen here. But Ian Jackson, you got Asa, and then Carter Bryant. All right, so what do we get pick 10? So pick 10, we have Liam, we have Hugo Gonzalez, Dirk, or Dink, I should say, Noah, Damian Sarr. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Hugo Gonzalez, though. This gives us the ability to move him to small forward if we need to as a backup. So I'll take him out of Spain. So welcome to Boston, my friend. So Hugo Gonzalez should be a good pick for us. 70% overall. And then player options, Tatum declines. Of course, you got to re-sign him. No brainer there. Springer's a free agent. And then maybe Walsh could play next year right away. So we're going to give Tatum the max extension as expected. So we'll go ahead and do just that. So he is back. All right, so Tatum is done. Springer, we may not worry about as much, of course. But so now it's time to see what we can get for Drew Holiday. Clearly, we're looking at that glamoring hole at that power forward spot. But everything else is pretty much figured out. So let's see what we can get in return for Drew Holiday and hope that we get a power forward in return that's making a little less than Drew Holiday without combining another salary in this trade. So when it comes to this Drew Holiday trade finder, I have a few options, nothing that I absolutely love, but I'm just looking to, round up the roster a little bit and get a starting power forward. So of course I could bring back Grant Williams. Not really sure how Celtics fans would feel about that. John Collins, we got Malik Monk, 2 first-round picks from the Knicks, a very solid first-round pick at that, so that might be interesting. We could bring in Rui and Gabe Vincent as well. Wagner, Washington, and Kleba. We could bring, obviously PJ Washington over from the Dallas Mavericks, who could be a pretty solid fit, that power forward spot. Michael Porter Jr. would be amazing, but the problem with that is he's making too much salary for us to bring him back. McCollum, not really interested in that. Of course, Jakob Poeltl, Brooks, Hardenstein, Zach Collins, and a first-round pick, a good first-round pick. That is interesting. And then finally, last but not least, is like Jeremy Grant, which Grant, of course, would be a fantastic fit at that power forward spot. So I think this is probably the best trade that we could do. I know we got Grant in yesterday's video, but as far as a trade, I don't even know why the Blazers would do that, though. Why would they want Drew Holiday? So yeah, this is not an easy one. I think the best possible trade scenario, and this would only happen if like the Mavericks lost Kyrie or something, I guess, like, and they, and Luke, maybe Luka, I don't know. So like, yeah, if they wanted to get a guard that would fit next to Luka, maybe they think Drew Holiday could do that. I don't know, man. It's so tough to try to gauge. Like, I want to make the playoffs. And last year we didn't. Like, maybe I don't. Maybe I just simply run it back with Drew Holiday, Derek White. But I know Drew's going to keep regressing. So there's not like an easy answer to a realistic Drew Holiday trade at 35 years old. But I think to me, I'm probably going to do the PJ Washington one, I guess. Just because we get PJ Washington, who would be a solid starter for us. We get Kleba's salary as filler. We save some money on the luxury tax bill. So we'll do that. So PJ Washington's our brand new starting power forward. Yeah, so that will be what we accomplish. Does that result in this team being better next year? Of course, I absolutely hope so. We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll absolutely see. But let's go look at player progression and see what it's looking like. So we got Jason Tatum up, Derek White is up, Porzingis is up, Missy is up, and Tillman is up, which is great. And they got Walsh developing down here, which is also awesome to see. And all these guys are developing. Washington's still an 80. So all that's looking fantastic. We're going into next season with just trying to make the playoffs, which is something I shouldn't be saying if you're using the Celtics in 2K. But based off of last year, that's where we're at. We got to try and hope to make the playoffs, man, because that's just how 2K algorithm works for the Celtics, I guess. All right, let's take a look at the rotation all together. Although Power King landed us at like 2nd overall last year, didn't mean nothing, as we know. This year, it's 1st overall, so let's see if that changes anything. So Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Washington, Porzingis, Peyton Pritchard, Missy, Tillman, and then Hugo Gonzalez. So, of course, that's 2. I guess I'll kick Tillman out of the rotation and give that to Jordan Walsh instead. So that'd be kind of cool. That way Walsh gets some minutes, but of course we'll swap those minutes around here. So we'll do something like that. That way Missy's playing, Tillman is a reserve, and we'll see how that goes. So let's see if we end up making the playoffs this year. Shouldn't be a sweat, but I guess it might be. We'll see what happens. At the end of the season, Luka wins MVP. Harper's your Rookie of the Year. Nikola Topic, 6th man. Wemby, Defensive Player. Sar, Most Improved. Entire Maxi Clutch Player. And Marcus, your Coach of the Year at 70 and 12. So, yeah, that's great. I assume the Jays make it here potentially. Do we got any Celtics representative? We got Tatum making it, which is great. This year went a little bit better. Not by much, though. We're still a play-in team. 17 in the Eastern Conference. I guess as long as we get in, we might be a threat to anybody. I'm not sure. We're going to run this as an 8-man rotation throughout these playoffs to see if that makes a difference. I don't know if it will. But for whatever reason, man, 2K just does not like this team, man. I know I keep saying that, but do we beat the Magic outright? Let's actually simcast just in case. So we're at home for this first play-in game. We got the Orlando Magic, who, of course, are a team that gets pretty good in the 2K sim. So... and they might, as you know, they probably will in real life as well. But we are going to lose the first leg of the play-in, which is nice. All right, so we get Miami or Brooklyn. And we are going... well, it's not simply play-in. Let's see who wins this one. So it is going to be Brooklyn. So if we can't beat the Brooklyn Nets, this team, then we are just screwed, bro. That's simple, as simple as that. And if we even get in, we get the first-seeded Pistons. So we'll see what happens. All right, simcasting against the Brooklyn Nets at home in Boston. Man, how the mighty have fallen. Can we come out here and win this one? I don't know, man. I'm kind of expecting us to lose, but let's see what happens. I shouldn't be expecting that, but looks like we are going to win. So we are going to get in the playoffs, which is nice. It took the second leg of the plan to do so, but hey, we're in, and that's what matters. All right, so we get Detroit in round 1. We'll see how this goes against Detroit. Game 1, 1-0 goes to them. They absolutely obliterate us by like 50. They're up 2-0. We actually made it close there. But now we go to TD Garden for the next 2. Let's see if we can even this series up or if we're just going to be done for here. So it looks like we might win game 3 unless we blow the lead, which they gotten close, but we do win. So we're going to take that one. And now we go to a game 4 in Boston once again. If we even this series up, then we are right on track to being back in the series. So can we do that? And it is going to be a close one, but we do ultimately win. Jaylen Brown drops 44. All right, now time for game 5 in Detroit to see if we can take the lead on the series or not. It would be a huge advantage to take them down here and then go to a game 5 in TD Garden, but that's not going to be what it is. We lose to Detroit in game 5 at home. All right, so we got to win at home in game 6 in order to force that game 7 back to Detroit. Let's see if we could do just that, and it is going to be very interesting to see how this goes. So we have a back and forth game, and it's not looking good for us. We're down 3 with 2 minutes left, so... down 5, maybe we get back in it. Do we take the lead at the end? We're there. We're kind of there, striking distance, but it looks like we are going to go home in round 1. Man, you know, I knew it'd be tough today, but I didn't know it'd be this tough. Like, I never really had a gauge. I don't do the Celtics, you know, I don't do Celtics videos very often because there's no need to. But man, maybe, according to 2K, there very much is a need to because, I mean, like, what do I even do from here? Because obviously... I try to do things based off real life, but then we try to, you know, take a little bit of what 2K gives us as well. But this just completely makes no sense at all. Like, what we're seeing makes literally no sense whatsoever. And I don't even know how to twist it to where it could make sense. You really can't. So, I don't know, man. It's tough. So, as far as what we can do, I mean, do we just fire Joe Mazzulla? Like, he's got all the badges in the world. He's got good ratings, so I don't think it's his fault necessarily. What else can we do? Do we trade one of the Jays? Like, is it time to split them up? I don't know, man. It's so weird just to... I guess we got to go what off 2K is giving us. So let's take a look at what we could potentially do. Because clearly this team is not good enough, apparently. So, we trade Jaylen Brown. Do we trade Derek White? Do we trade Porzingis? Like, I really like the team we have. Like, the team, even the depth isn't bad. Like, we've done a good job there, I think. But... whatever reason, man, it's not working. So I'm going to look at both, you know, I guess we have to trade probably Jaylen Brown because Tatum's a 98 overall. So we could get Kawhi and Zubac back for Jaylen Brown. So we get a really good center. Might not be a bad offer. We get the first overall pick in this draft and Dennis Schroeder. Okay. That's too much salary to take back, so we can't even do this trade. That's illegal anyway. So yeah, nothing so far out of that. We have the 19th overall pick, so let's just see what 2K gives us. We get Darius with that 19th pick. Missy and Walsh accepting those, and qualifying offers, Caleb Foster. If he comes back, that'd be fine. But all right. Bird rights, Kaliba's free agent. Obviously not too concerned about him. And then we, have a minimum. We can sign a minimum. Okay. Let's try a Jaylen Brown trade again and see if anything new pops up that might actually be able to do. So we could do this trade. We get Tyrese Maxey. That gives us maybe a little bit of a different look. Maybe we could look into that. Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Kawhi, and Zubac. B.H. Coleman, Desmond Bain, DeJounte Murray. Sabonis and Malik Monk, Julius Randle Robinson, Gafford, Cameron Thomas, Claxton, Siakam. Okay, there are some good offers here, obviously. And again, I would probably normally never do this in real life, but considering, the sim that we're getting, I'm going to make a move here. And I kind of like the idea of getting Maxey. We do have to trade a first round pick to do so, though, so I kind of hate that. But Maxey for Jaylen Brown is interesting for sure. Let's see. Can we? Well, I guess we probably have to include the first round pick. At this point, it doesn't even really matter because this video is just chalked as it is. Like, I just wanted to kind of prove a point. So maybe we can do a couple seconds instead. Of course, I would love to just not give up a first in this scenario, and we can't combine salaries, so that's not going to be possible. Whatever. Just to see. I just want to see. You know what? This trade is something I would never do. At this point, like I said, this video is completely cooked anyway because it doesn't make any sense. So we're going to do this trade. And again, not a trade I would actually do, but I want to see if we get Maxey back and we play him at point guard, move Derek White back to shooting guard. So let's say we do something like that. So it's Maxey, Peyton Pritchard. So Maxey. So we get rid of the Jays. We split the Jays up. I'm just curious to see what 2K, how it would respond to that. Like, does the sim go better if we split the Jays up? That's basically what we're gonna see. So we split the Jays up. Jaylen Brown is in Philadelphia. We bring Maxey back to pair with Tatum. Let's see if that goes any better in the simulation. Does the team get any better? So Derek White's regressing. Hugo Gonzalez is up, which is nice. All right, and we got guys developing down there, so which is great. All right, let's see how this is gonna go. I'm excited to see how this is gonna go. All right, so we are going to, at this point, like I said, I don't even know if I'll do another season after this. I'm just hoping to be good. So Power Ranking has landed us very high every time, but has not translated to wins in the regular season as far as being a good team. So we'll go 9 rotation. That way we play maybe Jordan Walsh a little bit. No, we'll play Walsh in over Tillman. So something along the lines of that. Let's just see how it goes for a little bit. So 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. I can already tell you right now, this sim is going so much better than last season. We started off like 0-10 or something crazy like that last year. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it wasn't good. Maybe this isn't going to be good either, but at least we're above 500 right now. Last year, for a lot of it, we were under 500. So yeah, 2K, this doesn't make any sense. I might avoid Celtics rebuilds at all costs just simply because of this. It just doesn't make a lick of sense, but whatever. Seeing if this will result in anything different, and it doesn't look like it. We're still gonna be like a 500 team as a play-in. So for whatever reason, this team is just completely cooked in the simulation. Don't know why. Is our rebounding terrible? Is like Porzingis averaging terrible rebounds? I don't know. Let's see. So I mean, you got 8.5. Maybe it would be good to bring like an elite rebounder in. Although Tatum's a good rebounder, Porzingis is solid. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll stop at the deadline. If I do, I'll show you. So Hugo Gonzalez gets most improved player, which is nice to see at the very least. But here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. All-defensive first team and All-defensive second team. So we end up as a play-in team once again. This time, the 7th seed, we get the Cavs in the first leg. So we get to play. So we got 26 from Tatum, 22 from Maxey, 20 from Porzingis, 15 from Gonzalez, 11 from Derek White, and 10 from PJ Washington. All right, so let's go ahead and rotation. Do we beat the Cavs? Yes, we do. All right, we're in the playoffs outright. We get Detroit, the team that beat us last year. So at this point, like I said already, I've said it multiple times, this video does not make a lick of sense. So I don't even care the results of this video anymore. So let's just simply come around against Detroit. And we're down 3-2 like we found ourselves to them last year. So we'll go ahead and simcast game 6 in Boston to see if we can force a game 7. Maybe this time we do force that game 7. Maybe we don't. It looks good right now unless we blow it at the end, and we are going to force a game 7. So we get a... Can we even win a series today? Let's see if we can win a playoff series with the Celtics. Let's see if we can do that. So we got to the lead right now, but Detroit is going to take it at the very end, and we are down 2 overall. So actually, let's just watch the end of this, because this very well may be the end of the video right here, because I don't see the point of going any further if we lose. So let's just watch the end of this and see what the Celtics can do down the stretch. So we got like 3 minutes left, got plenty of, things to watch here. So Detroit got Stephon Castle. Going to kick it out to Marcus Sasser. Back to Duran. Duran is going to have Porzingis up top. Gives it to Stewart, who's cutting, and that was just terrible defense. All right, so Stewart finds a wide open dunk, and now we got. Do we even have Tatum? Or Tatum is out here. So Maxey and Tatum are out here. We call a timeout. We're down 4 with 2 minutes left in the game. So let's see if we can find a way to take the lead here to go to the second round. Maybe we get a second round appearance today. Maybe we don't. All right, so Washington is going to give it to Maxey in the corner, maybe? Nope. Can you inbound the ball? Yes, we can. Derek White is going to have the ball. He's going to pass it to Washington. Washington back to Derek White. Going to give it to Maxey. Maxey is going to have Cade on him. Maxey is going to take Cade. He's going to try to shoot. Can't get anything going. Derek White is going to have to take contested 3 here in just a second. And we got a charging foul. Lovely. All right. So that's great. Nice to see that. So now we're down 4 and just wasted possession. And now Detroit's going to have the ball back. And we're going to have Cade Cunningham take it up. Maxey's guarding him. And he's going to give it to a wide open Asar Thompson. Asar, not known for his 3 making, makes that one. And we're probably going to be done for here in round 1 once again. So Boston has Tatum now with the ball. This is his first touch of the game, it looks like. Or not of the game, but from what we've seen, of course. Tatum 3. And yeah. I think we're done for here, boys. All right. At this point, this video was literally just an experimentation. This wasn't even a rebuild necessarily. Like, of course, I try to do things. Didn't really just doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this one just yet. I'm probably gonna title it "The Celtics Just Won a Championship, but 2K Doesn't Care." Like, I don't know, something like that. That's probably exactly what the title will be. But let's see if we can maybe make something happen with 1:20 left. Tatum's got a SAR on him, getting locked up right now, and he is going to like glitch through him and score. So we're down 5. Anything is possible, like Kevin Garnett once said. So let's see if we can get this lead here. It's gonna be hard. We gotta get a stop, of course. Cade has a wide open mid-range. Oh, he missed it. And they got the rebound. Asar 3 again, and he's gonna miss it. Another offensive board, and he missed it again. Okay, so we're still alive somehow after 2 offensive rebounds. They okay, what a pass. Wow. Okay, we're down 3 now. I cannot believe that pass even got through, but hey, if we get another stop, down 1 possession, let's see what we can do. K is gonna take Maxey. K is going to shoot a bad. Oh, he shot it. He just pretty much bullied Maxey. All right, so down 5. It's not over just yet. We got to make a 3 here, I think. I think we got to go for 3. So let's see if we can hit a 3 here. We got Washington inbounding the ball. Going to give it to, let's see. He's going to give it to Porzingis or Tatum. Yeah, give it to Tatum. Just inbound the ball. There we go. All right, so Tatum's got the ball. He's got Asar on him. Trying to cook. Let's see what he can do. Tatum. Step back. Lost Asar, and Tatum does not finish the play. All right, boys, I'm gonna end it there, bro. Just an overall bad video, bro. And I don't even think there was anything I could have really done. Like, I don't know. If you are at home and you play 2K, do you guys have this problem with the Celtics as well? I didn't realize how egregious it was. I didn't realize it was this bad. Like, I kind of realized, like, rebuilding other teams that, Boston doesn't make the playoffs. But I always thought that's because they lose Tatum. But even after resigning Tatum, this team was still cooked and done for. But we'll watch last possession to see if we do anything here. If we score, maybe it's still... No, we call it timeout. I'm going to end it there, guys. All right, I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.